Good morning, elements. Welcome back to the channel. This is Leo. I want to wish all of you a happy Thursday. And I just want to come in here and give some updates about some of the things that I have found out concerning this Naziah Harris unfortunate situation. Okay. Good morning, Marcus, my handsome moderator and member. Thank you so much. Dollar Tree Diva, I know you got to be lying. He impregnated his own mama child. Just hear me out. Just listen. It's a lot, y'all. It was a lot. Hey, Robin. Hey, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. It was a lot that happened yesterday. There's been a lot of information coming out concerning a lot of different things, as you all know. Good morning, friend, beautiful member. As you all know, there was a preliminary hearing for Jarvis Butts last week. And today he was supposed to have a court date. But for some reason, from what is being said, is not showing up in the system, even though the judge did say that he was supposed to be coming to court today. I don't know whether there was a change or not, but what is for sure is that he definitely has a court date tomorrow, January the 17th. And that is, I believe, for the other cases that he has concerning the SA of young girls. Okay. From what I understand, outside of the case for Naziah Harris, he has 8 cases that are against him. That's not even counting her. Hey, Lanty, my beautiful moderator and member. And so my goal when I do come and talk about this, because actually this was not something that was even planned. It just happened to catch my attention. And when you tell things like this, because there's so much going on, I like to try to get as much accurate information as I can. Okay. But I do want to preface that before we go into some of the things that happened that were not seen during the preliminary hearing, I want to make it clear that this is all alleged. Okay. I don't have no heaven or hell to put anybody in, but this is just from the research I've done myself. Okay. And so, hey, yummy yums. Yes, all is well. I'm feeling good today thus far, which is a blessing. But anyway, let's jump straight into it. So, just in case any of you were under a rock, like I stated yesterday, we're going to first do a quick disappearance timeline concerning Naziah Harris. Okay. And this is how it went. Naziah took the school bus. She had her hair in 2 braided puff balls, clear framed glasses, a white sweater with a black jacket over it, a colorful Rugrats puffy jacket with a fur-lined hood with light blue jeans and Nike shoes. Okay. There was a video of Naziah getting on the school bus. Naziah used a DPS issue tablet that she used to communicated with an app, which was the picture on the thumbnail of the video that I did yesterday, where you see her pretty much saying hi or goodbye. Using her tablet, she sent a message to a device associated with Butts, indicating that they would be meeting up after she got out of school that day. Okay. There is a video of her getting out of school at the end of the day in the same clothes. She then meets up with Butts and a co-worker and goes back to their auto repair shop on Connor in Detroit. Naziah is seen by Butts' sister at the shop. Butts' co-worker and Naziah were together in the co-worker's car when they went to Ypsilanti and then returned to the shop on Connors. Butts' phone places him at these locations. At 9:30 p.m. to 12:20, Butts checked into a motel. There is a receipt confirming this as well as his phone placing him in that location. Naziah is never seen again after January the 9th, 2024. So that is the timeline. Hey, Room Shaker. Hey, Mysterious Mermaid, moderator and member. Okay. So that I just wanted to give you guys a quick timeline of everything that happened. So even after she got out of school and didn't return home, whatever happened to her did not happen to her until later on that night. Because if you watch the preliminary hearing, you had one of his co-workers that seen her, you had his own sister that seen her, and I believe it was another lady that ended up seeing her. But and also I believe, just like Dollar Tree Diva said, that an employee at the motel that he was known to take her and his other women to had seen her as well. So yeah, she got out of school regularly that day, but whatever happened to her didn't happen to her till that night. Okay. So this is the thing when it comes to the preliminary hearing, before I get to the title of this video, because I know that's what y'all waiting for. What was not shown on the preliminary hearing was that there was an 8-year-old who actually testified. Okay. She testified. Of course, they did not show her because of the fact that she was a minor. I do remember when I was watching it that there was a time where they zoomed in like on the screen and it went mute for a long time. That is during the time that the 8-year-old was testifying. Okay. The 8-year-old actually belongs to Shannon, the auntie, her twin sister. That is her daughter. Okay. The 8-year-old's father was also present within the courtroom. They said that he tried to attack Jarvis while he was in the courtroom. They actually had to put him out of the courtroom once he was hearing what his daughter was saying. Okay. What the precious baby girl pretty much said was that she witnessed Jarvis SAing Naziah at the auto shop at his job, that she actually noticed him, watched him do what he would do with Naziah in the act right in front of her. She then also testified to the fact that he did the same thing with her cousin, who is also his daughter. Okay. I'm trying to watch my language, of course, but pretty much he went the whole nine with them both. He then tried to do the same thing to her, but she complained so much and basically told him no. And she kept complaining so much and asking him to take her home that he did go ahead and take her home. Okay. So that was the minor that testified yesterday, that they said actually had the most strongest testimony, which I can assure was very scary for her. It was very brave of her. There are some other things too that I'm not exactly sure if it's the truth, but they also said that she testified that the grandma had relations with Butts. Not that she saw it, but pretty much that they had a consensual relationship. That part I'm not 100% sure on. Okay. But I'm just putting that out there. So that's what I found out yesterday. The second thing is this: when it comes to Shannon, the auntie, once again, it was a YouTube channel that I mentioned to you all yesterday, which is within the playlist, which I have added some more videos to, that I was telling you guys to check out, that would pretty much give you some updates or whatever, or catch you up to what is currently going on. Okay. On Mark's channel, because he does it on Facebook and he also will do it on YouTube. The first live he did yesterday, he was streaming at YouTube at the same time, but the one that he did last night at 7 p.m. was only streamed on Facebook. And I'm gonna tell you why that is of some importance, because it was a cousin, a grown-up cousin now of Shannon, that actually came to him to accuse Shannon of being inappropriate with her. This is a female cousin being inappropriate with her, I think from ages 6 to 12. She came on there on his Facebook page and pretty much went live and said that that is what happened or whatever. So she's accusing Shannon of pretty much being inappropriate with her when she was younger. And she said that Shannon even apologized to her. But like I said, this is just alleged. It's just, like I said yesterday, a whole bunch of inappropriate stuff that had been going on forever and forever. Now, bringing to the title of this video, Jarvis Butts impregnated his own mother. How that even got started was people on Facebook heard a snippet, which I did end up hearing this very same snippet. And I believe that I did place the snippet of this guy talking on the playlist that I shared yesterday, guys, because it started out with 2 videos, I believe. Now it's a total of maybe 4 or 5 videos. But anyway, there was a snippet of a guy who had called in to a show, and I'm actually trying to find the entire show because the video itself is only 2 minutes long. The guy called in, and from what he said, people assumed that Jarvis got his mother pregnant when he was 13. That is not what the guy said, guys. What the guy said is that Jarvis had his first child at 13 years old. The first baby mother that he had was a very grown woman. So he was basically trying to say that when it comes to Jarvis being who he is today, that probably contributed to the monster that he is today because of the fact that he was SA'd when he was 13 years old and probably before that, because that's why. And a lot of men, before I go deeper into it, just follow me, guys. Before I go deeper into it, I cringe when I hear men speak about sexual experiences that they had when they were young, because I think a lot of them do not realize that that is them being violated. For some reason, there is a double standard, a very sick double standard when it comes to young girls being violated and when boys are violated. For some reason, that is looked at as being normal, and it is not. So I think that that's so ingrained in a lot of men's head that when they say things like that, they don't realize how sick that really sounds, because of the fact I don't even think they're aware that if they're under a certain age, that is them being violated. Okay. But bringing back to the story, the guy who called in to say that Jarvis was a victim himself of being violated at 13 and having a baby with a grown woman, that was actually the grown woman's son. So, no, to answer the question, Jarvis did not have his first child at 13 with his own mother. He had his first child at 13 with a very grown woman, and that was her son calling in to say that this is what happened, because as a result of his mother pretty much being a predator to Jarvis, him and his siblings actually got put in the system. They actually removed him and his siblings from his mother's care because of his mother getting pregnant by a 13-year-old. Can y'all let me know in the chat if what I said makes sense so that we can get this cleared up? Because pretty much what he was trying to say is that he was basically saying that Jarvis had a very messed up childhood as well. And that is probably the reason why he became the sexual deviant that he is today, which is usually what happens to boys and girls who end up doing these same atrocious behaviors to other people. Like they say, hurt people hurt people. And usually it is that's what happens. Yes, Lanty, yes. No. No excuses being made for Jarvis. And the guy was not making no excuse for him. He was just giving a background to Jarvis. So I do want to make that clear, but I am trying to find the full clip. But I thought that would be something very important to clear up, because I keep seeing different posts where they are saying that Jarvis got his own mother pregnant. And I'm like, yes, he's sick, but he ain't that sick. Even though you can't get no sicker than what he did. But no, he was actually a victim himself. And so that was the mother's son calling in basically to say that his own mama was a predator to Jarvis. Hey, Bertha May. Reminds me of the teacher who got pregnant from her teenage student and had to. Exactly, Bertha May. Exactly. Hey, Cynthia. Yes, it's practically a textbook case. Yes. Yes. So that was the context. But like I said, I'm trying to actually find the entire clip. But yeah, it was a lot that went on. I've been looking at everything. And like I said, trying to, as best as I can, try to put out just little snippets of um accurate information, because there's so much that is going on. There's so many stories that a lot of things are getting crisscrossed, and it is important to know the histories of these people, because this is the reason why a lot of things happen within our community, because there is usually a history of even the predator at one point in time in their lives being prey themselves. You get what I'm saying? It's just a bad cycle. And it's also another thing when it comes to boys who are violated. Once again, they are violated a lot of times or overlooked even more than girls, because people don't assume that boys get violated. So in the case of SA, that's where the girls to a certain degree do have an upper hand, or they get paid more attention to, because it's just automatically assumed that it's always girls that's getting violated, not realizing it's a lot of these men that have got violated as well, which is why a lot of them, they may not become sexual predators, but that may be the reason why they have the anger that they have. They may become violent. It's a lot of different reasons that different things go on, is my point. Okay, let me look down in the comments. I've worked similar cases in behavioral health. Okay, thank you, Cynthia. You welcome. Yes. 7 Mile Radio. So guys, make sure that you follow 7 Mile Radio. I haven't even got through the majority of his videos. I'm going to try to create a playlist for his videos alone as well. And also understand that the first two videos that I had put in the playlist, well, I will say his specifically, realize that a lot of the videos that I may put in there are from 10 months ago when things first happened. Okay. But it will tie in, of course, to what is going on today. And yes, I am actually making sure that I keep up with his posts, but he definitely has been on it. His name is Mark. Okay. But yes, make sure that you support 7 Mile Radio, because he's definitely been on top of it. He was one of the first content creators that had been covering this story. But I was just trying to give you guys a little bit of everything that I was basically discovering. Cynthia Jones says Jarvis' sister Tawana and her testimony against her brother speaks volumes. She knows Jarvis' story. Yeah, it's a lot, and I definitely will be paying attention to what is going on, because it definitely has caught my attention. And I usually try to veer away from stories, anything to do with young children, because like I've stated to you all before, usually things like this is very hard for me to listen to, because of the fact of me having a child, especially if the child is around the age of my son. But for some reason, this case has really gotten hold of me. But yes, that's my area. Yes, it has really gotten hold of me. So, I'm interested in it. So I just been looking at everything, but also keeping in mind to just observe and not absorb. Okay. Some people that are involved in this story, to me, are doing the absolute most, but that's their business. Did Jarvis' sister know he was a pervert? I would imagine so. Because he did go to prison for 10 years. Okay, he did go to prison for 10 years. I believe he got out, if I'm not mistaken, like 2012. He met Shannon, which was the auntie of the niece Naziah. He met her, I think, in like 20, maybe 16 or 2017, something, whatever. but that's the one that he ended up having 5 kids with. But like they said, he has over 20 children. Okay, but I believe that she did know, but you can tell from her testimony that she was very disgusted by it. And you can tell that she feels bad because she saw the girl, but she didn't know who the girl was, because they also asked her on the stand, are you in connection with all of your brother's children? And she said no. She said, I'm only in connection with like 9 of them. And again, this man has over 20 children. The cases are heartbreaking and hard to digest. I couldn't imagine, Cynthia. I could not imagine how hard it is to have to hear things like that. So when she saw the little girl getting out of his truck, a red flag didn't go up. No, it didn't go up for her, because when she asked who the little girl was, he told her that that was like his co-worker's niece or something like that. I guess it didn't. You know what I'm saying? But, and again, Bertha, I'm not trying to make excuses for her. I'm really not. But I'm just going by the testimony that she gave. If this does, well, it is going to go to trial unless he takes a plea deal. But I believe we will end up finding out way more once trial comes. You know, I try to, in order for me to intake the information, I try to listen and not place blame, weirdly enough, of everything. I just try to see the full picture. You know, Terria Chambers, is there a trial date? Well, he was supposed to have a court date today, but for some reason, I've been checking. I have not seen anything about it. I know for sure he does have another date tomorrow, but that is for the other SA cases that he has. He has about 8 of them against him. Shannon is despicable too. So is her mom, Annette. All child victims themselves, but fail to protect children, sick hoes. Yeah, it's an endless cycle. Jarvis' sister seemed to be the only person with feeling. Exactly, Bertha May. Exactly. That's why it's hard for me to really place any blame on her, because, you know, she did seem to be the only one that showed any type of emotion. I think it was genuine. I think it's a very hard spot to be in, because this is your sibling, you know, and a lot of times the family does get blamed, even if it's just by blood relation. We don't know exactly the type of relationship that they had, you know, but that's still her brother. So that's a very bad, weird position to be in, because let's say, for instance, if she was estranged from him, you know, people would still probably have something to say about her. And at the end of the day, she was one of the ones that actually called to actually place her brother there. She could have not said anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a bad position. And then just like when it comes to the 8-year-old that testified yesterday, the reason why I say I'm basically observing and not absorbing is because a lot of times people get so invested into stories that they end up being inappropriate. And the 8-year-old have some videos up, and there are actually grown women under there saying some of the most nastiest things to this young lady. She's 8 years old. She just had to get up and testify, which was probably the most scariest thing ever. They're saying inappropriate stuff to her, which is crazy. Again, it goes back to what I said about women. When things inappropriate happen to young ladies, they get caught fast. You know, it's like grown women, instead of embracing, first of all, remembering that you were young and you didn't have all the answers. Even a lot of us were considered to be SA, having relations younger than what we were supposed to. But instead of trying to have sympathy or empathy for these young ladies and understanding, that yes, they were participating in adult behavior, but not taking into account that they were manipulated, just like some of y'all grown is manipulated by sorry men. We see it all the time. Instead of having grace for these young ladies and looking at them as the victims that they really are, you have grown ass women disrespecting them, talking down to them, which is disgusting within itself. So that also adds to the cycle of young ladies not being able to heal from the things that they should not have to experience anyway with grown ass people. Hey, Myrtle Snow. Hey, hi, Aisha. Hey, Cash Jossie. Hey, Life is Good. Yes, Cynthia Jones, he did. So again, this is a very difficult situation. But I will be writing down some more notes. I'm going to go and check the different pages that I do know and see if he actually did go to court today. I'll be paying attention as much as I can, guys, and I'll try to come with quick videos compiling everything that I've seen, because I've been looking. Hey, Love Chicken, it's easier to shift blame rather than be introspective and take accountability. Exactly, guys. So that is the latest update that I have. Thank you all for supporting. Exactly, grown women feeling they're in competition with children, and this happens too dang on often. Too often this happens, and it's disgusting. Some of the things that are said to young girls is disgusting. Instead of trying to help them, you want to call them fast. You want to say they doing too much. You want to, make fun of them and just whatever. You basically be, abusing them emotionally. They feel like they don't have nobody to run to, which is 9 times out of 10, and this is allegedly, what that grandma was probably making Naziah feel like, what that auntie was probably making Naziah feel like, which is why it was easy for him to slip in and pretty much manipulate her and her basically seek the attention and love from him. And women act like they don't understand that when you got grown women who do the same thing with niggas they know is sorry. All of us have one point in time been in that position. You get what I'm saying? So it's just crazy to me, but yeah, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. So I hope that you guys were able to get what I was saying. I didn't realize that this case was going to, get my spirit the way that it did. But, I just wanted to come and talk about it, guys. Hey, Junji. Hey, Leo. We'll catch replay when get up for work. Just wanted to speak while live. Thank you, Junji. I miss you too, boo. I don't F with people that call children inappropriate names or blame. Yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird. But either way, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you all go. I want you all to have a wonderful day. Again, when I do find out more information, I will try to come back. But other than that, watch over your children. Watch who you have around your children. If it comes to your family members or anything that's going on, please make sure that you tell someone, but also allow the police and whatever departments, even though a lot of them fail, when they do get on it, allow them to do their job. Don't go doing the most. Allow the powers that be to do their job. Do not compromise the investigation. Don't compromise it, because we want results. Also, another thing that I wanted to bring up too, which is one of the videos inside of the thing, was it was this lady, psychic lady, and she made a very good point. And I wonder if Cynthia Jones can agree with this, because from what I'm telling, or I can tell, that she's in this line of workers as far as when it comes to people with issues. Okay, the lady made a good point as far as Because of course people are like, this man about to go to jail for the rest of his life. Why won't he just tell where she is at? And she made a good point to say that what a lot of people don't understand is that when people unalive people, there's like it's like they get out of body, like they have an out of body experience, or like their mind blacks out. And so a lot of times, and this is not the case for everyone who has committed a heinous crime, but a lot of times they forget, because you have to be basically out of your mind to do some of the things that these people do. So that's why a lot of times, more than not, you do have people who are not able to recall where they placed the body or whatever, because they block it so far out of their mind, even if they know they about to spend the rest of their life in jail. And I thought that that was an interesting point. Hey, Trish, let me see what everybody else have to say. Hey, Miss Belinda. Leo been investing in this case too close for comfort. Heart hurts, man. This is some wild stuff, but we know this is stuff that's been going on in our community forever. We have to stop this. I definitely agree with that. And to somebody who had came in and asked that he got his mom pregnant, Sherry White, no, he did not get his mother pregnant. You'll have to watch the replay in order for me to break down exactly what happened. But no, for the record, he did not get his mom pregnant. Okay. And that's that. I'm going to go ahead and let you all go. I want you all to have a nice day, and I will be back to you all as soon as I can. Bye, elements.